information that they changed our, let's see, our breakfast to the lunch, which starts February 5th, and it's going to be at Applebee's now on Olive, where we used to meet for all those years. So you might want to mark your calendar for that. There's some more information on the website. Our main event, first one of the year, is going to be with CPA Elizabeth Watkins. So you might want to make sure you show up if you're an investor, and I know probably most of you are, or at least you're close to it. You want to make sure you get your books in order and see what you can and can't use. I know that's a major factor for most of us every year. That's on the 16th. We will be back in our regular room in the Oasis room at the Moolah Shrine Center, 12545 Fifi Road, and that's in the lower level. So that's on the 16th. We'll open the doors at 6:30. We'll start with networking, and then 7 o'clock will be Elizabeth. She's got a really good presentation catered just for our group. So what else? Oh, we just kind of talked about this at our board meeting the other day. Is the Moolah Shrine Center will be having the Shriner Circus again this year. Be at the Family Center in St. Charles. That'll be towards the end of March, and we are going to be a sponsor again this year, so we'll have more information on that as time goes on. So that's about all I have. Jim, do you have anything you want to say? Our board member.
No, I think you've covered it all, John, that I can think of.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let Laura start, have her disclaimer, and then we can start talking. So
good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you would want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorneys, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solution or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Miss Catherine Davis, but I believe she is on vacation this month, so she will be here in February. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
thank you, Laura. Okay, and actually, I think Kathy will be here before the end of the month, so I don't think it'll be quite February, but we'll find out as soon as she gets back. So, does anybody have anything they'd like to buy or sell? I guess we could start there. No, everybody's got everything they want. They've sold everything they want. Okay. Well,
I wish, but I still need to make some, I still need to make info sheets. I'm not going to just throw stuff at you.
okay. Well, you can throw stuff at us, Renee. You're out in Boston there, so it's a long throw. You got a good arm, we can get it.
Okay. Well, I do have a couple of lots and in North City and more working class neighborhoods. I don't have anything in any bad areas, but it's not anything like ritzy areas or anything. I have 2 empty lots. One's on Labadee Avenue. One is on Beacon. And then I have bricks are there, but it's zoned, it's in a historical district, but it's also zoned for a multifamily dwelling, and there are multifamily dwellings across the street. And that's on Agnes Avenue, which isn't the greatest neighborhood, but people have been fine with the neighbors do kind of look out for each other, and the new construction stuff and repairs have been good for people who have cameras on site. So
these are building lots, Renee?
2 of them are. The one on Agnes, there is I will say a structure, because like most of the floors are bad from the and they've stolen everything. Most of the floors are rotted through, and I wouldn't want anybody like stepping inside to try to look at it. Let me put it that way. So the bricks are on it. So if you were gonna build within, you know, the brick structure and the huge backyard, you could do that, or you'd have to knock it down and build something else. But it is zoned multifamily residential. So, you know, for somebody who wants a project like that, you know, might be worth their time.
Okay, do you have any prices on your lots there that you'd like to share with us?
I just basically want what I put into it. I know that lots are cheap in St. Louis and you get them cheap at auction and all that, but I would like 2 to 3K for the 2 lots each. And then I would like, well, I'm hoping to get 10 to 12 for the one that has the bricks on it, but I am open to, shall I say, a reasonable offer. I've gotten some really lame ones, so, but I'm open to a reasonable cash offer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And possibly owner financing, maybe. I have to look into that.
Have you actually reached out to the neighbors at all, Renee? I've had a lot of good success over the years on selling things to the neighbor and doing owner financing. I mean, I've had many of them go, you know, because a lot of times they're using the properties anyway, but go on for, I don't know, 8 to 12 years, like paying me $50 a month. A lot of times I've done that several times. And I just, you know, that's maybe something you might want to talk to them, because a lot of times they're using the place for a garden or stuff anyway. The caution, though, I will mention on that, is if they were cutting the grass and then they find out you put it up for sale, they can quit doing that. And I've had things with the city, you know, the jurisdictions, and where they all of a sudden I had to make arrangements for cutting the grass. So I don't know if that's something you thought about, but that might be something you might want to look at, Renee.
Yeah, 2 out of 3, I've had to pay for the city to cut the grass. The one with the bricks on it, had a couple of contracts out there who did some things that I paid them to do, but didn't finish. And both times, like, I had them get a dumpster and haul everything out of there, but they didn't really haul everything out of there. So the city comes and does, and I guess people just still drop stuff off because I'm not there all the time. I try to, you know, show my face once every few months whenever I'm out there. Last year has been very difficult for me to get out there and, like, you know, for people to see that someone's actually, you know, observing the property. So, but yes, I will consider that as well. Thank you.
Yeah, and you said 2 to 3,000 is what you're looking at for the lots. Let's see, on Labadee and Beacon, and then you have some bricks and somewhat of a structure, but don't fall through on the one on Agnes. And that's,
yeah, don't go inside. If anybody wants to look at a drone, like,
okay,
inside.
okay. And would you like to?
You might lose your extremities.
Oh no. Well, we don't want that.
No, definitely not.
And would you like to give us your contact information you'd like to share with us, Renee, please?
Of course. If you would like, and please text first. I always ask to please text first. It's 857 287 4273, and I'll put it in the chat for you guys as well, for the people that aren't back.
Okay, thank you, Renee. There's some good opportunities for someone that's looking for some lots. And I love lots myself and land. It's always that's something I'm pretty passionate about, and there's a lot of good strategies. You can make a lot of money for a lot of time. You won't get rich quick overnight, but you can make a lot of money in the long run with those.
Yes, I agree. That's why I originally purchased them.
That's great. Okay, let's see. We got Jay put something in the chat about a private money lender specializing. If you'd like to unmute yourself, Jay, feel free. If you want to say a couple words here.
Thank you, John. Yes, I am a private money lender, and I specialize in 3 categories: fix and flip, borrowers, fix and keep, and refi reboot. So if you know of anybody that's interested in borrowing money, including yourself, I'll give you a $50 referral that closes with me. Feel free to give me a call at 636-462-0246.
You may want to work on your picture a little bit, Jay. That's looking a little scary, like you're scaring the kids.
That's actually a self-portrait.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Mhm. All right. Anybody else got anything they would like to buy or sell today? I guess. Anybody need anything? I'm still in need of somebody to cut a lawn and clean up a yard for me in Hazelwood. So I need to get that done the next few days. If you know anybody, and I will put my contact information in there. My email address is ams826@yahoo.com. And my telephone number is 314-291-1717. And I need a yard cut and cleaned up. So it should be fairly easy this time of year because just about everything's dead. But I just need it to look a little bit better so I can get working on some other things. So if anybody knows a yard person, I don't think the grass cutters are overwhelmed this week. But I would love to talk to somebody about doing that for me. So would anybody else have anything they'd like to share?
Hey, John, how's it going? It's Blake Silverman.
Hey, Blake, how's it going?
Doing well. Happy New Year, everyone. Good to see some familiar faces. Stacy, nice to see you. Dave. Everyone, I'm just looking for so my investment company, we're looking to acquire 50 doors this year. So anything from a triplex up to 6-7 unit complexes is kind of what our buy box is. So South St. Louis, city neighborhood, Tower Grove, Dutchtown area, that's kind of our bread and butter. But I'm not opposed to a conversation if we might be outside of those parameters. But it's nice to see everyone, and that's kind of what I'm looking for in a buy box. And that's kind of where we are. I'm also not super afraid to do rehab. I will probably try to stay away from full gut, rehabs. Just kind of mediocre, middle of the road rehabs, not looking to do anything too crazy.
Okay. And do you have any price range that you're wanting to stay within? Anything like that, Blake?
Yeah. So for this one particular investor I'm working with right now, we have a purchase price of, we can't really go more than like 315. But that's not to say that I have future investors for other different deals. Obviously as we get into 6, 7, 8 units, that purchase price will change. But as far as what I'm looking for at the current moment, I would say a purchase price of less than 315.
Okay. Is that with rehab costs or is that before?
That's with rehab.
With rehab. Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
ARV, prior there'd have to be,
Okay. So you're looking for cash flow properties is what it actually sounds like. Is that correct?
yeah, we're looking to do a burr on this next one.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And what is your contact information you'd like to share with
Yeah,
us?
I can put it in the chat as
Can you do
well.
that, please?
Yeah, Blake Silverman,
Mhm.
636-489-8353. And then it's kind of a longer email, so I'll just put it in the chat. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Blake. I like your background you got now too. That's really looking good.
I've got these two monitors in front of me, and it's weird because my computer won't let me have a camera at the top. So it's almost looking as if you're looking at me kind of from the side, and because my computer's here and then my screen's over there. So
yeah, technology is fun when you start putting that all together, but it looks good.
likes to give me a lot of trouble too.
Yep. Well, thank you, Blake.
Thank you.
Okay. Family. Okay. Would anybody else like to share anything? I see Renee's got her information in there. Thank you. Anybody else
Yeah,
need?
John.
Yes, go ahead, Ann.
Yeah, I might have someone for the yard care, but I need to check with them first, and I'll get back with you. Okay.
That'd be great, Ann. Yeah, I'd love that. That would be fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See, Angel's got her puppy up there. Joined us today from out west a little bit. Good to see you.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm here from Kansas City. There's another one in my lap. That's why she's up here in my face.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They both want to be in my lap. So I'm here from Kansas City. I'm just trying to connect with more people across the state of Missouri. I guess I would be looking for individuals who are cash buyers or looking for rentals in some of the rural areas. I don't market for leads in the rural areas, but I get them sometimes. And so I'd like to know kind of have experts in those markets because I'm usually pretty uncomfortable, going into an area that's rural that I'm really not familiar with. We do work south of Kansas City, down to Bates County. And that's kind of our rural area. And we also will do some rural Kansas because I am from Kansas. So I'm more comfortable with Kansas, I guess. Know that better. So if you know of anybody who is willing to buy in rural Missouri, let me know just so I have a name, somebody that I can connect with if I get some of those leads. So nice to meet you all. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Angel. And would you like to go ahead and give us, I see you got your phone number on your name there. Would you like to go ahead though and give us that verbally so anybody watching the replay might get that?
Sure. It's 816-535-0076. My name is Angel.
Thank you. Okay. I think Amber, you're actually from the Kansas City area originally, I believe. She still has some properties out there. So I don't know if you guys connected, but that might be a good connection for you guys both. I don't know if Amber can hear right now. I know a lot of times she's at her other place of employment where she can't talk all the time.
The 9 to 5. Yep. No, today I'm working from home. Yes, I am from Kansas City. It's funny because I just sent a message to my property manager. I'm going to go view one of my properties next week. Just, it's good to check on them every now and then, make sure the tenants aren't up to anything suspicious. But yeah, I love Kansas City. Everyone should buy a property there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I lived in Riverside many, many years ago when I worked for Ozark Airlines. If anybody remembers Ozark Airlines, that goes back, I don't know how many years, but I loved it there. It was a great place to live and work too. So one of the interesting things to me anyway about Kansas City is the size of the actual city limits. I mean, I believe it's actually even way bigger than St. Louis as far as the size goes, even though the population's different. So, but I know I drove, it seemed like 15 miles to work and we were still in town. So,
yeah, the metro is far and wide. So, but it's made up of a lot of little small municipalities. That sometimes makes it challenging, because you're dealing with a lot of different small municipalities versus one big one. So yeah, but we're vast and wide and, I live in Cass County, so I'm south of Jackson, the big county. And I think this is Belton and Raymore really are kind of considered the metro still, even though we're not, Jackson County. So yeah, we are a little unique little thing, aren't we?
Very nice.
And Amber, if you could drop your contact information in the chat, I would love to connect with you.
All right, thank you. Okay, anybody else have anything they'd like to share with us? I see Renee's loving the pets there. I do too. I love the animals. We just we don't have any right now, but we sure got a lot visiting our place out where we're building out in the woods. They set off the game cameras more than the game right now. And more than the workers, I might add. The workers have been a challenge lately. I don't know if anybody else has run into that, but been a little bit different than it used to be. And if you can find, that's what we're looking at right now is the relationships. If you can find somebody that you can get along with and work real well together, I think you should hold on to those people. So, and that's one reason I like coming here, because we do have a lot of good people here. As far as connections go, and we don't recommend stuff, but we do meet and we do find out a lot of good things going on with our community, with the workers around here. So I do appreciate everybody coming in every week. We're going into, well, it'll be our 5th year coming up here in May that we're going to start. So if you can believe how quick the time has gone by, that's pretty amazing. So anybody else got anything they'd like to share with us? Stacy, you want to talk about your management company? I see you up there smiling, so it's always good to see you guys, you and David there.
Yeah, of course. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm Stacy Lowe. I'm with Soto Property Solutions. We are a full service brokerage. However, our specialty is in property management. We manage properties in the St. Louis area and then also SEMO area down by Cape Girardeau. So if you have any investment properties that you're looking to have managed, please contact me. We do everything from start to finish for you. So the only time you hear from us is when you're getting your direct deposit every month. So we handle it all. We do everything. So you potentially can just sit back and relax. If you are interested, you can email or call me. My email is Stacy, STACY at Soto, SOTOPS.com. And then my office line is 636-305-3380, and I am extension 311. I'll put all of that in the chat as well. And then I also have 2 lots right outside of Festus for sale. They're being sold together as a package deal. They're on the MLS, so if anyone's interested, I can just put the link in the chat as well. It's 709 Brenda Court, right outside Festus. Good deal. And then I also have a house listed for sale in Spanish Lake. It's a 4-bed, 1-bath house. Probably more of an investment property, but it could be owner occupied. It's being sold as is, but it has already passed occupancy inspection. So you can move right in and then do some work if you want. The kitchen's updated. The rest of the house needs a little bit of updating, but not bad. It's listed at $115. The owner is willing to negotiate pricing. So if you're interested in getting an additional investment property, that one's good. It's at 700 Cordova, right outside Spanish Lake. And it's like 2 blocks away from the new St. Louis Zoo Wild Care Park. So once that opens next year, that'll be a really great asset to that property. Thanks.
Thank you, Stacy. The Wild Care Park, I haven't heard of that. So let's keep that in mind. That could be a definite draw for someone.
Yeah, it's new to me, but I drive by it on my way to the property. So I looked into it, and it's like it's kind of like a Grant's Farm. Like it's gonna be more open. Oh, hold on.
She's got a lead, so she's got to take that.
Hey, you never know. You don't want to miss a good phone call. That's for sure.
Yeah, they come through on my computer. Sorry. But it's the St. Louis Zoo is going to open kind of like a second location, but it's going to be more like Grant's Farm. So it looks pretty cool. I don't know, you can Google it. It's set to open in 2025. So they've already moved some animals in there, but they're building like structures and buildings and stuff now. So.
Oh, very nice. In Cordova, yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with that. That's a pretty good neighborhood. You said it was a 4-bedroom, 1-bath?
Yep.
Okay, and it's move-in ready, but it sounds like you might just need a little bit of work.
Yeah, the
what you want to do
kitchen's
with
been
it.
updated, but the other, it had hardwood floor, but the previous owner painted it, so you could refinish that. The upstairs has a lot of wood panel that I would probably paint if I bought it, but it's a nice little place. It's on a corner lot. You got a pretty good yard. So I'll put the links and addresses in the chat. But yeah, 700 Cordova.
Okay, and then you mentioned a couple of lots outside of Festus.
Yes, double
You-
lot being sold. It's 709 Brenda Court.
Brenda Court, okay.
Mhm.
And what is the price on that one, Stacy?
Sorry, I should know this. I
Sorry.
should know it off the top of my head. I want to say it's at 35,000 for both lots.
35, okay.
Yeah. Let
Okay,
me-
did it have, are they just vacant lots or did it have a previous structure?
They're totally vacant raw land. They're at 39.5 right now.
39, okay.
But I do know that owner is willing to negotiate. But raw land, they have they've done a little bit of clearing and started like a driveway. But that's about all they've done.
Okay, great. All right, thank you, Stacy.
Yes.
Okay, there's a couple good opportunities. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share with us today?
Hi, everybody. This is Yolanda.
Hi,
I
Yolanda.
don't have anything to share, but I wanted to ask Stacy. I just looked up 700 Cordova. What is that? What is that floor covering on the floors?
That's what so it had hardwood floor and the previous owner painted the hardwood floor.
Oh,
And then in the kitchen and some of the other rooms, they have like the LVP flooring in there.
LBP?
LVP, yeah.
What is that? LVP? I'm sorry.
Laminate vinyl plank. Is that?
Oh, okay. All
right?
right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
That's funny. I didn't know what LBP was either. My wife railed it off right away because she's been doing flooring out there, and I think she just bought some. So that's pretty funny. You start using those acronyms though, and I don't know one from the other. You know, it's just tell
Me
me.
either. I hate
You know.
acronyms.
Very nice. All right. Would anybody else like to share anything? Yeah, there's the double lots. Brenda Court. Thank you, Stacy. Yeah, it looks like Angel had to run with her dog, so we'll see. We'll see you next time. List. Anybody have anything they're working on that they'd like to have maybe have a question on, or they'd like to find a contractor? I know this is a lot of good place. This is a good place to get referrals a lot of times. Everybody's kind of quiet.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. If anyone knows anyone in Columbia, Missouri looking to get rid of some single family up to fourplex, we're totally open to looking into something like that. Kind of similar to Blake, we're looking for, to complete a burr here. So anything with some built-in equity that we can, buy down low enough, or if there's some room for value add. Not too scared of that. I've done a lot of that since I was younger. But yeah, if anyone has anything, let me know.
Okay, thanks, Jordan. Is there any price range that you're actually looking for to stay within, or?
Yeah. So we're typically looking to stay under 300. So
Under 300. Okay, is that with the rehab?
that's without rehab.
Without rehab. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
And
I'm
what
gonna be
is
putting
maybe the
some
scope?
sweat equity into that.
What's the scope of work you're looking for? Are you looking for a major rehab or just slight or somewhere in between?
Yeah,
or-
so probably something more in the mid-tier range. So we're not looking for like a full gut rehab, but anything that's not super large CapEx, we're willing to do.
Okay. So not quite the scope of the one that Renee has, where you can't walk in, but something that you can fix up,
Right.
and you're looking to do a burr, a
That's
buy,
correct, yeah.
rehab, and then refinance.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Very good. And would you like to leave your contact information for us, Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just drop it in the chat.
Okay. And if you don't mind saying it verbally too, because some people do watch the
Okay, yeah.
replays, they don't have the chat. That
Yeah.
could be very
Yeah,
helpful.
no worries. My phone number is 314-712-0565. And then my email's Jordan with a Y, JORDYNTG13 @gmail.com. I'll put in the chat as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah,
And that's
thanks,
in
guys.
Columbia, Missouri, you're looking for.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, a lot of good shares here. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share with us today? Melissa, I see you up there smiling. Is there anything you'd like to start off the new year with? Are you guys working on anything special, or do you have anything that?
Oh my goodness. So my 2024 dream job would be to maybe have an introduction to a property manager at a large apartment complex. So that's my big goal for this year. So if anybody has an in at an apartment complex, I would really appreciate it. Also, just recently, I've been working with a new electrical company. And so if you need a referral for an electrician, please give me a call. In addition to that, a company that does interior remodeling, maybe not like a full rehab, but if you needed like a new kitchen or a new bathroom, just, something along that scope, not really like all new interior walls or anything. But if you need a rehabber, a remodeler, or an electrician, let me know and I can send you a referral.
Yeah,
Of course, if you need roof gutters and siding, you're more than welcome to call me for that too. I would love it. So my phone number is 314-504-1581. I'd also like to add that we do carry $1 million in liability, $1 million in work comp, and we have an A+ rating with the BBB. And we've been in business since 1995. So
wow,
been around for a while. Yeah.
very nice.
Yes. So give me a call if I can help anybody. Even if I can't help you, I might have a referral for you. So just reach out, no strings attached, just happy to help pass along, information.
Thank you, Melissa. And I will mention that you have won a couple of awards in the last few years that I've noticed. So
Yes.
very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you if you don't mind putting your information in the chat too for anybody that might want to write it down, that'd be great. You may want to talk to Stacy and Dave about property managers. I'm sure they have more connections than a lot of us here on that type of work. So
Great plan. I've written down Stacy's phone number.
okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't manage any large complex yet. But I might send me an email. I might have a realtor you can reach out that does a lot of large apartment sales.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yep. Introductions are huge these days. And a lot of times, we don't actually work with referrals too much anymore. Like I used to say a referral, but we do introductions, and that way everybody can kind of make up their own mind if it works for them, or, if it can be adjusted. So that's a good way to do it. So thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, Melissa, she's a very valuable member too. So just make sure you make a note of her information there, just to keep in your handy Rolodex. You never know when things pop up, and they do all the time. All right. Anybody else got anything they'd like to share with us today?
Yeah, I just want to bring up, just so everybody's aware of how things are going with the insurance world right now. Just got notice for one of my owners. She has 3 apartment buildings, 6 units each, and she just received from her insurance company a cancellation notice because it's older than 1995. So they're canceling insurance because it's too old in the building.
That's all they said, was it was too old?
After using cancellation, primary operation of building is older than 1995.
Wow, that's not that old in perspective.
It's It's much older than that, but it's not older than 1995.
Holy cow. So does she have another carrier in mind or?
I've got a broker working on it.
Yeah.
for
Yeah, they
her.
did that kind
I'll
of
say
to us
I've
this year too.
I've had the same problem as a owner of larger than 4-family apartment buildings in St. Louis City. That I've had the same issue year over year. There are fewer and fewer carriers, and then I have a double issue in that my properties are mixed use, commercial and residential. So they each have 6 apartments and then a commercial space as well. They're sort of anchor buildings on the corners of the blocks of Old North St. Louis. And it's becoming increasingly more difficult to find insurers. And then even then, I'm often seeing a doubling in the premium year over year.
And where's your properties, you said, Beth, in North St.
This
Louis?
is in North St. Louis. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Old North neighborhood specifically.
Okay. They've been doubling and canceling your properties. Is that what you said? Saying?
Yeah, I have a pretty good broker who's been able to keep
Mhm.
me fairly stable, but this year we had to find a new provider as well, just because they just canceled. They said they don't cover these types of buildings anymore. So it's becoming increasingly difficult to insure these types of buildings for sure. And my buildings were all built, in the late 1800s. So I'm really struggling with if it's older than 1995, they're definitely giving us a twice over, given we're, older than 1900.
Oh. Yeah, they canceled ours at the condo association this year out where we live here. And they completely just canceled it. Then they got another insurance broker, that we have now. And our premiums went up to like 475,000 a year instead of like 100 and something, 150,000, I think it was, which has been outrageous. But that's just made everybody's fees go up because we had special assessments, and then they raised them on a per month basis too. So it's really gone sky high. And I don't know what you could do about that because you have to have insurance. Jim, you got your hand up? You can just unmute yourself and talk there. Are you just
Yes, I have
waving?
my hand up, but I didn't know I had my hand up.
Okay, you're just waving then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was looking at something. I must have pressed the wrong button.
Well, they keep changing this everything on Zoom too. Seems like every time I open it up, I've got to redo the updates and things, and I don't know what I'm doing half the time anymore. So,
Yeah.
but I'm not waving yet. We are smiling. So Jim's just ready to go, I think, back to Mexico there, down to his place down there.
Yeah, I'm not sure when I'm going to, but it's not my place. I wish it was, but no, it's actually it's not that expensive. Mexico is not that expensive, and Cozumel is safe. I've never had any issues in Cozumel at all.
Mm-hmm. So. Beautiful place.
Yeah, I like going there, especially when the weather's like this here in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's a little cooler than it was.
Yeah.
Supposed to get some snow tonight.
Thank you.
Makes Mexico look better and better all the time.
It does.
Too funny.
So I do not sell insurance. Obviously, I just, I do deal with insurance companies a lot. So I wanted to bring up a couple of points that we've recently ran into with insurance carriers. So there's one insurance carrier that I just received word that's not going to renew any individual policies, and that is it starts with the letter E. And you also pay one of those bills every month. So I don't want to completely divulge the information just in case it's not factual, but I have a pretty good word that it is. The other thing is a lot, I've ran into recently is insurance carriers throwing on double deductibles for investors. So if you don't live in your home and you're renting out the property, you're going to have a deductible for that. And then you're going to also have your regular premium deductible. So just be on the lookout, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into with your insurance policy. The other thing is they might give you a percentage policy. So they might tell you that you have a deductible. Maybe it's like $1,500, okay? But that would really only come into play if somebody got hurt on your property or if your house got ran into by a car or something like that. So if it's storm related, then it would fall underneath your percentage policy. So one thing you have to keep in mind is if you're buying property and you're wanting it, like obviously you want it to increase in value, right? But what happens is if you have a percentage policy, then when your home value goes up, then that also means your deductible goes up. So we ran into a couple of just recently, like $10,000 deductibles because it's a percentage of the policy. So again, I don't sell insurance, but these are things that we've ran into just from dealing with insurance carriers. And I want to pass that information along because I think it's important that everybody just double check, what type of policy they have, what their deductible actually is, and, make sure that they're not paying two deductibles. So hope that helps. That's my little bit of knowledge that I've learned recently and hope it helps you guys.
Yeah, Melissa, I think I shared this with the group last year that my insurance deductible for the roof changed, and it was pretty much covers the price of the roof, right? I paid less for roofs than the deductible. And the reasoning was because we are in a hail and wind prone area. And just all of a sudden they just changed it. And just had to change the insurance company because of it.
It's unfortunate when people find out, they think that they have a $2,500 deductible and then they're like, surprise, it's now $10,000 because, the home value has just gone up so much. It's horrible.
It sounds kind of like they used to do with the earthquake insurance. I don't know if that's still the same way. I know it used to be 10% of what the value of the home was. And I didn't know how that all worked. And once I started looking at it, it's like, well, the home value went up every year. So your deductible goes up every year. If we have an earthquake, is it even going to do that much damage? And I know our premiums when I first bought the one house was like, I don't know, it was like $229 a year or something. They added on to it. And by the time I dropped it, like 10 or 12 years later, it was like $2,000 a year, and we never used it. So, but then the deductible kept going up. So that's a big consideration. Maybe we need to see about having an insurance guy come in and just kind of letting us know what's going on with all these current things. Because I know around the country, I know in parts of Florida and California, as people I know, they've actually canceled them and they're not renewing them out there either. So they've got to come up with other solutions. So that's a big deal.
It really is a big deal, especially when you're caught up, by surprise. And I'm not saying that all insurance carriers are going this way, but it seems to be a trend that we're running into. And, when that renewal comes in your email and you just click the buttons and sign it, nobody really reads all of it. So I'm just saying, be aware. And if you do want a couple insurance agents to come and speak, I deal with a lot of them. So different carriers, independent people. So just let me know and I can try and hook that up for you. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that, Melissa. That'd be great. Yeah, because I know one size does not fit all. And just like one lender does not fit all. It depends on what you're doing, and everything seems to be individual. But I know insurance needs to be customized around what your actual situation is. So that'd be great.
Okay, for sure. No problem.
Mhm. Okay, anybody else have anything they'd like to share with us today? We've got had a lot of good discussions here. A few things for sale. We'll have all this up on, usually have the replay up by midnight on YouTube. It may or may not be on the website in the members area that quickly. It just depends on what, if Judah, our webmaster, is what, I don't know. I think she's in Singapore, Jim, is that right? Or I don't know about that for sure, but I know she's in a different time zone than we are, so it just depends. But I know they're usually up there by Monday at the latest. So it's always good to go back and look at stuff though, because I know I can't remember everything and my notes only go so far because I can't write everything down quick enough. So, but you can always check back with us, and a good thing to do is just come back next Friday and ask us again. Good chance somebody will be here that knows about it. So whatever that might be. All right. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share with us today? Good start off to the year. We have a lot of good things planned this year. And we talked about CPA, Elizabeth Watkins from, let's see, she's actually from Anders CPA and Advisors. So they're a really pretty good, well-established firm here in our metro area, but they cover some other areas too. And she's customizing everything for our group. So that'll be a really good meeting. Even if you've already got your CPA covered, I'd say bring your pad and pen and take some notes, because there's always stuff we can learn about what we can do to help ourselves out. I know taxes is a constant thing on a lot of our minds, and we got to constantly work at it. So, and then let's see, in February, we do have Chris Cleawine lined up. He's going to come and talk about wholesaling and some other things, maybe getting some deals, off-market deals. That's something I know a lot of us don't know the best place to get deals. You know, we look in the same spots, and you got to be a little bit creative and do things a little bit differently. So that's always good. You can always pick up some good tips there. Then we have some other things planned, but I won't talk about too much more until we have a little bit more firmed up, because we have some national speakers lined up and some other things for later in the year, which would be really good. The circus, put that on your calendar. I believe it's the 21st through the 25th, I want to say, but don't hold
How's
me
the
up.
21st to the 24th?
Okay, 24th. I'm adding an extra day. Thank you, Jim. So that'll be good. We will have some tickets and some other things because we are going to sponsor the Moolah Shrine Circus again this year. A lot of fun. We went last year. I know we brought at the time, my 6-year-old grandson, and we had a blast. We went up there, and they got to ride horses and some other stuff. The acrobats are really good, and there's some death-defying feats. So be sure to mark your calendars for that. So anybody else have anything, or are we ready to wrap it up today?
Yeah, John, I've got one other thing. This is kind of a tangent. It has nothing to do with real estate investing, but when I heard the topic of insurance, something came to my mind. So I believe it was in the Wall Street. It was like last week. So it has to do with car insurance. So it's a new scam that's going around, and what it is these scammers will kind of wait at intersections, or they'll be bystanders and they'll watch an accident happen. And they will run into your car after you've crashed, for example, and they'll sit in your car and act as if they were part of the accident to be a part of the insurance claim. And at this point, it's something pretty crazy. And I know, like I said, it has nothing to do with real estate, but I just thought some people in here would find it interesting, because obviously we know that, car insurance rates have been going on, on the hike, and it's just I heard it the first time and it was pretty ridiculous. And at the end of the day, it's just your word against theirs. When you have one party saying, hey, I don't know who this person is, they just walked into my car. Then you have the other person saying, I'm their friend and I'm sitting in the passenger seat.
Well, I was gonna say, I've heard of that with buses that have crashed in St. Louis. I've heard that people just run onto the buses and do that for insurance. I haven't heard that for a private car, but yeah, but they do that for buses here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend that
Probably
was a
better get
mechanic
a-
for Bi-State, and that's what he said. Their first rule is shut the door on the bus.
What was that,
everyone's
Stacy?
car cameras. I've heard of people, you're sitting at a stoplight and a car in front of you will just put it in reverse and slam into your car and then say that you hit them.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You hate to say it, but it doesn't surprise you.
Yep.
Anyway, that's my little tangent for the day. Hope everyone has a nice.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Stacy. That's good information there. Just kind of watch what you're doing. All right. Well, it sounds like insurance is in our future meeting, one of our future meetings here. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in the insurance field. That's for sure. All right. Anybody else have any last minute things they'd like to say before we sign out today? Good seeing you all. A lot of good conversations. Definitely one to go back and look at. A lot of good things for sale. And anybody else got anything they'd like to say today? Going once, going twice? No? Well, we'll look forward to seeing you all next week. You all have a great start to the year, which about a week underway so far. And it looks like it's going to be another good year. Just a lot of challenges, as we all know, but that's the way it goes. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody. See you next week.
Thanks.